Hi, my name is Bruno Ferens. I'm working at tmssoftware.com, and today I'm happy to do this skill sprint for adding accessibility to XE6 FireMonkey applications. On today's menu, we discuss the technical things behind adding accessibility to FireMonkey application. We will briefly show you how you can enable your FireMonkey XE6 desktop applications for both Windows and Mac OS X for accessibility. And this might be important to assist your visually impaired users to use your applications. It might also be mandatory if you create applications that are being used by government, where they have, in many cases, requirements to have accessibility features in your application embedded. What is the technology behind this accessibility? Well, out of the box, the FireMonkey controls that ship with XE6 do not have accessibility support out of the box, while the VCL controls have had this accessibility support for a long time. So to overcome this issue, an XE6 accessibility library has been created, which uses behind the scenes, which uses the Microsoft Active Accessibility API on Windows, and which uses the OS X accessibility protocol when being used on Mac OS X. So with this library that you can add to your applications, you can turn a FireMonkey XE6 application in an accessible application, just like the VCL applications are. What more do we need? On Windows, we need actually a decent Microsoft Active Accessibility client. The one that is included in Windows out of the box is quite poor implementation of such a client, but as of today, one of the best Microsoft Accessibility client applications is the JAWS application. And this demonstration today, we will use this JAWS screen reader to show you the accessibility features in a FireMonkey application. On the Mac OS X, there is nothing special to install or to add. Here you can use the Voiceover Tool that is included in Mac OS X out of the box. This library will help you to create or to make the standard FireMonkey controls like T-Edit, T-Button, T-Listbox, and many more to make these interoperate with the accessibility on the operating system. And what you can do is, for custom controls, there is an interface that allows you to also extend accessibility support for your own custom controls. So let's get to grips and start Delphi XE6 and first have a look at the accessibility on Windows with the FireMonkey applications. So to start off this demonstration, I first start with a VCL application, just for the sake of showing you how VCL controls out of the box work with an accessibility tool. In the background here, I have the JAWS screen reader running from Freedom Scientific. It's the latest version 15. On this VCL application, a few standard VCL controls, nothing special. Few checkboxes, listbox, button, edit control, and string grid. And so if I run this application and then I turn on the speaker here so that you can hear the accessibility tool as I change focus from control to control, you will hear the interaction with the accessibility tool.
Edit 1, edit 1, edit H-E-L-O. Plus button to activate, press space box. Delphi checkbox checked to clear. Edit. Hello, 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 hello. T-E-S. O-R-N-T. Plus button to activate. Edit. Type in text. H-E-L-L-O. Edit. Hello. Type in text.
So as you can hear, we have, without doing anything, interaction of our VCL application with the accessibility tool. Let's move now to a FireMonkey project, and I've actually created an identical project in FireMonkey. So standard FireMonkey, checkboxes, listbox, edit control, etc. and the code is also identical. Now let's run this application, and again I will turn on now the screen reader.
FMX underline project dash RAD Studio XE6 dash unit alt tab form 2 TESR.
So as you can see, the behavior is significantly different. We have no interaction, for example, when we click a checkbox, when we click a listbox item, when we focus the edit control, press the button, etc. This interaction is not existing when we have a FireMonkey application. So now we will do just a few small steps and enable this application for accessibility access. What we do for this is adding 2 units, and these units are actually in the download for XE6 registered users, the accessibility library that you can download for free. So we add 2 units from this library, being fmx.screenreader, and in the case of Windows, when we run on Windows, we add also fmx.screenreader.win. And what becomes available after we did this is a new form type. Instead of descending from tform, we can now descend our form from TACC form, the accessibility form. After these 2 changes, adding 2 units and descending from another form, I run this application again. And let's switch now again and turn on the speaker to hear the accessibility tool.
Edit type in text. TEST. Plus button to activate, press space box. List box test to move to an item, press the arrow key. Delphi checkbox checked to clear check. HELLO. Hello. Edit test type in text. DEFEAI. Plus button to activate, press space. List box. Delphi to move to a test. C++ builder checkbox checked to clear checkmark, press space bar.
So as you could hear, now this application is fully enabled for accessibility, and this was achieved by just adding 2 units, the fmx.screenreader and fmx.screenreader.win. So after this first demonstration on Windows, let's now see how this situation is on Mac OS X. So to demonstrate this, we first change the target platform to OS X, and to first demonstrate that out of the box with standard FireMonkey controls there is no accessibility interaction, let's descend our form again from tform, and of course we can't use the win unit here, we need to use fmx.screenreader.mac. If I run now this application, and I have a TeamViewer connection to the Mac machine, where the platform assistant server will start our FireMonkey application. Okay, it's coming. This is our FireMonkey application. Let's now turn on the volume so you can hear the accessibility on the Mac. And if
You are currently on a close button. To click this button, which closes the current window, press Control, Option, Space.
So you can hear no interaction as I move focus between controls on our FireMonkey application. And so let's start again now after
Menu, 5 items.
we enable the accessibility. by descending from TACC form and again running the same application. Moving to the Mac again, let's turn on the volume and then let's play a little bit with this application to see how the accessibility tool VoiceOver on the Mac interacts with our FireMonkey application.
FMX underline project. Form 2 window. Close button. Text blank. H E L O. Hello. Plus button. Hello. Content. O R L D. World. Plus button. World list. Hello list. Delphi. Checkbox. C++ Builder. Checkbox. Cell. Grid. Cell. World. Text. Plus button. World list.
So, as you could hear, now we have full accessibility interaction with the controls on our FireMonkey application by doing the same thing, adding these two units and descending from the ACC form. Let's go one step further now, and that is in a short demonstration how you can add accessibility support to your own custom controls. I created a separate project for this. Let's have a look. Here, in fact, we have this control, which is a color picker. It's a color picker from our TMS FireMonkey component pack. And out of the box, this control is not enabled for accessibility. You can easily enable it for accessibility, and let's move to the code to have a look at how this is done. All that we need to do here is implement the iFMX accessibility interface. So to quickly enable this for our color picker control, we just create a class that descends from our TMS standard FireMonkey color picker, and we add the iFMX accessibility interface. If we have a look at this interface consists of two functions, getControlText and getRole. The getRole function needs to be implemented to inform the accessibility tool with what kind of control it has to do. And as you can see, this is defined as several items you can choose from. Static text, cell, text stands for edit control, button, checkbox, radio button, grid list, slider, combo box, and a few more. After we have returned what kind of control the accessibility tool is dealing with, we can return the text that needs to be read via the getControlText function. So let's have a look at the implementation of this control that implements this iFMX accessibility interface. And you can see this implementation here. In the getRole function, we simply return cell, which is a kind of static text or label if you want. And I coded some small part here to demonstrate how you can add your custom text that it will speak. And here in this color picker specifically, I have let it read some color values if red, blue or green is selected. Of course, as this control TACC color picker is not registered in the IDE, I need to programmatically create it. So when I click the button, it will create this color picker for me. And here I have the color picker without accessibility support. So let's run this application on the Mac machine. We go switch over to the Mac with TeamViewer. Waiting a little bit for the platform assistant now. Okay, and there it is, finally, our application. So let's see if I have the sound working now. No, it's
This
still...
button, which closes the current window, press Control Option Space FMX underline custom ready text
Okay.
blank. TST. Selection R. Tester plus button.
When I focus now the color picker,
FMX custom.
you can hear
FMX custom
following interaction.
text. Tester text 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 tester text plus button text text.
So as you can hear, there is nothing special happening. It's just speaking text for this color picker. Now I create this FireMonkey color picker that has the accessibility interface implemented. And let's focus this button now.
Color picker cell. FMX custom has new window. Color picker selected color red cell. Color picker selected color red cell. Color picker selected color blue cell. Color picker selected color blue cell. Color picker selected color green cell. Color picker selected color green cell. Color picker cell.
So as you could hear, in case of selecting the color red, blue or green, it was speaking this text, which was completely under control of our application, of our control that has the accessibility interface implemented. So as you can see, it's also quite easy to extend your own controls and add the accessibility support in any way you want. And that brings us to the summary of this skill sprint on accessibility in XE6 apps. So as you could see, and I hope you're convinced of, adding accessibility support in your FireMonkey applications is really easy. It enables your applications without much effort for helping visually impaired persons, and it can also make your application compliant with government requirements for software running in governments that have specific needs or requirements to be enabled for accessibility for visually impaired persons. Some additional resources. So as I already mentioned, this library and these two units that you can add to your FireMonkey applications, you can download these as registered users of XE6 in the registered users download page on the Embarcadero website. Two more references I wanted to give you is first of all the Microsoft Active Accessibility API information that you can find from this Wikipedia link, and the developer information on accessibility on OS X that you can find on the Apple website. And that leaves us to some questions and answers that I'm available here to answer for you.
Thanks for that great session. So we do have a couple questions that come in here. The first one is if the tools, I guess the JAWS tool, is available to speak other languages like maybe Norwegian.
Let me look at it for you. I see here that from the website, from Freedom Scientific website, or the company that provides the tool JAWS, several languages. So I see Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, Italian, Polish. So it indeed has support for several languages. I would suggest to have a look at the website freedomscientific.com for more information.
So there's another question here, and I can answer this one, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a similar accessibility pack for VCL? And so VCL does this automatically. You don't need to have an accessibility pack. That's what you'd shown in the demo there. How would you turn off accessibility when the app is running?
At this moment, so if you descend from the ACC form, your controls on the FireMonkey form will be enabled for accessibility, and at this time there is no way or function to turn this off, and this is actually quite similar to the behavior of VCL, where every VCL component is enabled for accessibility all the time, and there's also not a function to disable it. I believe that the correct way is if some user does not want accessibility, so a screen reader, then it's in the first place the screen reader that has to be turned off. You can turn off VoiceOver in Mac OS X just as you can turn off JAWS in Windows.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Just if the VoiceOver or JAWS is turned off, then there doesn't have any functionality at all. So it's totally at the option of if that feature is turned on by the user. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Is there similar tools available for Android?
Actually, just like there is VoiceOver that's integrated in Mac OS X, there are also accessibility tools built in right into iOS and into Android. But at this moment, this library does not yet surface these accessibility features on iOS and Android that might become available at a later time.
Does it support any Indian languages? So I guess that would be on the Freedom Scientific website would have that information.
What I see here, quickly looking that up in Google, is that it seems to support Hindi and Marathi Indian languages. I'm not sure if that answers what you're asking for, but that's what I find here right away, Googling for it.
Is there a performance penalty by adding accessibility?
Well, technically something is happening, of course. Technically spoken, that code that interfaces with the accessibility on the operating systems is taking up some CPU cycles. I must say that while development, I have not seen any significant slowdown caused by this.
Okay. If you add accessibility support and the user does not have an accessibility like screen reader or JAWS running, is there going to be any additional processing happening then, or that only happens when they are invoking an accessibility control? Does the additional processing take place?
Actually, when you enable accessibility and there's no accessibility tool, nothing will happen, in fact. So you need to see this as a client and a server. So your application actually becomes a server for an accessibility client, and it is the client that calls into your application, being the accessibility server at that time. So if there are no clients, that server part is not functional and does not cause any slowdown or harm or interference or anything.
Okay. Another question here about support for iOS.
So at this moment, support is limited to Windows and Mac OS X. iOS has also built in an accessibility client, which is in fact similar or very similar to what it is on Mac OS X. So at this moment it's not yet implemented for iOS, but I think it is likely it will become available in the near future.
Okay. Bruno, thank you very much for your time and for putting together this presentation.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Looks like, yeah, excellent. I think we got them all. Thank you very much, Bruno, and we'll hopefully talk to you again later.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.